Thank you. Dr. Nazir, you've built a truly ASEAN business. CIMB has operations in almost all the markets in ASEAN. What has been your reflections of doing that over the last decade?
Thank you, John. I mean, I think the first thing, let me caveat everything I say today with this, that we are huge fans of ASEAN. We're big believers. In 2007, when the ASEAN Charter came out talking about the establishment of the ASEAN Economic Community, we went full throttle to build a ASEAN business. We even have a tagline called ASEAN for You, which you will see in most airports around the region. So sometimes I can get a bit, vocal or frustrated about the pace, simply because, we're probably more committed than anyone else to the regional integration cause. Yeah, the experience from a people standpoint has been extremely positive. Building this business across the region, I see how my people come together, work as teams fantastically well. And when you talk about diversity, ASEAN is very diverse, but that's the beauty of ASEAN. For instance, the service levels of my branches in Indonesia are very good. So I get the Indonesian branches to teach the Malaysian branches about service, for instance. And the last point, John, is this, that as you build out, you need to kind of have patience, because ASEAN does tend to promise a bit too much. So you have to have patience. I mean, I think, and within that also, my comment to the ASEAN leaders is this, that, we should be pleased with what we've done, but we can do a lot more. ASEAN is growing at 5%, and yet, I think if we really pull it together, we could maybe grow at 7%. The difference between 5 and 7 is that you double your GDP in 10 years rather than 15 years.
And as an ASEAN business that started in Malaysia, have you faced any pushback, as you've expanded into different markets, perhaps in the name of protectionism against your business?
Yeah, I think there's always a little bit of that. As you know, whilst tariff barriers have come down a lot, non-tariff barriers are still quite high. And this is recognized by everyone, and there's a lot of work going on to reduce non-tariff barriers. In terms of nationalism, I think, you have to accept a degree of nationalism. Everybody does. Everybody instinctively looks after their own tribe first. But what I would like to see more of is a recognition that, if my nation or my national comrade doesn't win, I'd be happy to have an ASEAN comrade win. And this is where I always argue. If I talk to an Indonesian, I ask the question, are you happier, assuming none of the Indonesian banks win a project, are you happier if CIMB wins or HSBC wins? That's a big question, right?
And the answer?
And if it's an ASEAN community, if the ASEAN community spirit were real, they would prefer CIMB. Today, unfortunately, they would prefer HSBC.
Still HSBC.
Beberapa pemimpin negara ASEAN mengaku lebih menyukai berdiskusi dengan Beijing daripada komunitasnya sendiri. Simak sesi diskusi berikutnya, tetaplah bersama kami.